All right. Hello and welcome back to another Elevated Marketing podcast, where we simplify marketing to meet you where you are at. That intro is a little bit different, and you might have also noticed we took a week break. We had to have that time, right?
Yeah, a little refresh, a little reset.
Yes. Some people take a lot more time off. Some people are just ambitious. I don't know. Time off is good, though. So let's do our fun question and tell me about when you're in a car alone, what do you think about?
Not crashing.
So
That
literal.
sounds
I
a
love
little crazy. I'm comfortable and I'm confident in my driving, but I just don't drive often because we work in a remote environment. And when I am driving, I'm 10 and 2, how I'm getting to
it.
point B.
Yeah, yeah. That is a very valid point. I feel like I was teaching my nephew the other day. Nephews just like you need to pay attention to more to other people
Yeah.
because you haven't driven very much and I don't drive very much anymore and like I have to pay attention more and I can't be texting and driving and things like that because my reaction time is just not there.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So, okay. Well, let's talk about local marketing, right?
Yeah.
And geotargeting, which is a term. I'm just kind of like throwing that term in there because I think it's a term that gets like thrown out a lot, but I'm just talking about like your local business. So this might not be for everybody and who you are targeting is a local market and I know there's plenty of people that can appeal to the entire United States. I get it. But should you? That's another discussion. You need to first focus on your target area, your local area. So today we're going to talk about marketing strategies for a local business to attract nearby customers. What do you think?
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into local marketing, but a lot of it is nurturing customers, existing and prospective customers nearby, and just nurturing that communication style, but in different formats.
Yes. Different formats, meaning like so we're going to discuss a lot of strategies today and we're going to kind of go through those and we might not like go through them all, so you'll have to check out the blog post to get the rest of them. But what you just said though is multi kind of channel marketing.
Yep.
Diversify like the platforms that you are in, both online and offline. Maybe consistently having an offer if that aligns with and there's different types of offers. It might be like money value. We did a show on that already. And then analyzing per who we are, your performance and the effectiveness of each of those channels to allocate resources effectively. But each one of these types of marketing has metrics that go along with it and where in the funnel it might hit. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to start us off with some and then I will kind of piggyback and give some as well? We might get through the list. We might not. We'll watch the time.
Yeah. A lot of it, I think, starts with local SEO and what you're optimizing for in any of your SEO efforts. So this could be whether you have a Google My Business profile, which hopefully you do, claiming that and optimizing that account.
Yeah.
Even on your website, there's local SEO efforts there. I know we've got some other points to go through in terms of kind of website work and content with local SEO, but
Yeah. Well, that Google My Business That is a Google focused strategy. You know, Google's still the main out there, and you need to have your Google My Business optimized. And you know, you'll read the blog post later and kind of get those specific things. But if you haven't optimized that to its maximum, then you know, the rest of it won't matter as much for Google.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and then it's kind of a listing, right?
it is definitely a local listing, if you will.
And there's lots of other local listings that you should get on. And, you know, if you've been around the block for a while, you know, kind of think about this like your yellow page directory, but it might be like a specific chamber of commerce or something. Maybe that's something niche because you're trying to get to a specific type of person and you want to make sure that you're on that listing and that your name, address, and phone number are consistent across all those. So, like, the web crawlers kind of know where you are. This is such an old school strategy, but it does need to be like taken care of to kind of get the internet to like, oh yeah, there's this
Mhm.
local business that exists, and it like legitimizes it. And I just want to throw out there too with like the Google My Business, because it's a listing too. It is getting harder to like secure that and
Yeah.
legitimize who you are, and that's happening as well. But I know your next favorite content,
Yes.
run a web content. So tell us about creating localized content.
Yeah, this can be, I think, in a few different content formats, which we know there are tons of content types. This could be blog posts on your website. This could be pages on your website. That's what I think of the most when I think about local SEO and creating that localized content. But
Mhm.
covering the locations that you are covering and you're trying to attract customers, that's really important with this localized content. But it will also kind of help with that authority level in terms of these local listings that maybe you have or your Google My Business profile. Um, yeah.
Well, so you're gonna like marry several worlds here. You're going to marry the world of, I want to know that I'm not a guinea pig, and I've done this before by creating these case studies or social proof or
Mhm.
local partnership. And then you're going to marry that with the technical SEO aspects of, I need to mention a certain city,
Mhm.
that I'm in a certain city. And then the last one is just marrying with that. No, I guess I just said it, that you want that proof
Mhm.
that you've done it before and I'm not a guinea pig. So those together, that localized content is great to add to your website, and show that proof. There's even like community topics. So maybe something's going on with the community, but you're always tying it back to what you actually do. So, for instance, I could use one of our clients, which is Spotlight Strategies, and they do a lot of events, but they're like, they do promotional products and they tie it to the local event, but they're providing the promotional product for the event, and that marries those two together and makes them the obvious choice
Mhm.
when you're thinking of, who do I want to go to?
Yeah, for sure. And all of this too, kind of staying with this online trend. I know we'll get to offline, but it can also be used on social media. And I mean, you can search on social media of, it'll kind of pull up those keywords. And so if you're also placing this local content on, say, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another channel there too.
Yeah, so that's like engaging in social media communities, but what you're kind of saying is your own channel, and
Yeah.
like, you know, leveraging hashtags and geotags on your social media, you know, to say, hey, I am in this area. There's neighborhood groups, which some might avoid. We want to avoid the ones where Karen is talking a lot. We don't want to be part of those groups. And you know who you are if I say the word. Uh, but there are still niche communities online that is who you want to talk to. So let's say you're targeting like a mom, and there are these mommy groups online, and I mean that, you know, in the best way. And they're talking about that, like, how can you insert your brand into that? And you've kind of got to get this spokesperson or this person that is local to the area and is also a mom and can like get into that group and hang out there. And, you know, every now and then we're kind of talking about what you also do. So, yeah.
Yep. Something else that can be done with local marketing is running location-specific promotions. And I know we've done this before with a painting contractor, painting business rather.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of starting with some zip code areas and getting the word out there. That can be through direct mail, that can be online advertising. But yeah, just running those specific promotions that are localized.
Yeah, because you know, they were in one area and they were like offering a discount for a neighbor
Mm-hmm.
based on that they were there. And so that was a great combo for that painting contractor to get into a local area that they were already prominent in. Like, hey, help your neighbor out. They want to get some painting done as well. I remember that as a good catch. I did not even think of that one pre-show. Partnering with local influencers. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with influencer because I think the whole social media influencer like really rubbed me wrong. But
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely people that are influential in your local areas, and they're influential for a reason, and you want to learn from them, you want to collaborate with them, you want to partner with them. And you know that they're in a non-competing like kind of business, or maybe they are but they just don't want all of the business. Like, that is a great way to have some local influence, because at the end of the day, not everybody wants to spend all their time online.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do it both offline and online.
Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines of not maybe necessarily influencers, but maybe someone who is well known in the area, well networked.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which is nothing new.
right, right.
This is not new. This is not new marketing. It's just taking that term that we turned online. And that doesn't mean that that person doesn't have a presence both offline and online.
Right, right.
They can have both, but
Yeah,
it's like centralized to an area.
for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
well, I guess going back to almost related to, I guess, specific location specific promotions, but developing a referral or a loyalty program for your customers that not only helps build brand loyalty, but will also help get the word out and expand your local outreach. Word of
Uh-huh.
mouth is powerful. We know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's lots of ways to do that, both
Mhm.
online and offline. Host and participate in community local networking events. You know, this one is, I know we're going to do a show here, but your brand and whether or not people know you by name is going to get really important on, it already was offline, but now it's like going to be really important online as well. So
Mhm.
those offline events, those hosting per minute, you know, make sure you're sponsoring there. Make sure you think about, where's your logo at? Is it prominent? Is it seen? Am I at the right event where my particular buyer is going to be at? Will people remember me? You know, participate in those workshops. Try to get some sort of speaking gig where if you're in a maybe an industry where It's a thought leadership. You may or may not be in that type of industry, but just, food for thought.
Mhm. Yeah, I think local events and participating in those is important not only for you as a business, but it's really important for customers or potential customers to see that involvement. A lot of
Mhm.
people like to see the local involvement.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Advertising.
How can we forget?
We do lots of that. I think sometimes people still get shocked that I was speaking to a potential client on Monday. Oh, you can target by the zip code? Yeah, I can do that with almost any platform.
Mhm,
So you can really get down into that local niche of where you want to get to. And, I really like talking about things like frequency, like people seeing your message over and over. And so all of these platforms, social media ads, Google ads, everything that they have, there's specific things down that path of, location extensions and dynamic content that's, you're by this particular area, and there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do.
mhm, for sure.
Yeah. All right. What do you think of next?
Yeah, I think that kinda leads into some more offline,
Hmm.
strategies, implementing direct mail campaigns, that's
The 20-year-old going print. Here we go.
it's crazy, I know. Uh,
Love it.
well, I mean,
She's ahead of her time, people.
yeah. A lot of our online efforts are this all works together. They're all contributing to the
Absolutely.
same goal, and implementing these direct mail campaigns. Maybe they saw an ad on Facebook. Well, now they're going to hear from you via mail. And some people like that form, I think maybe a little bit better. And you're in
It's
their house at that point. So,
Mhm, mhm. It's different, and you can get down to even more specifics,
yeah.
personalized offers to maybe a specific neighborhood. Make sure you got that QR code that
Mhm.
can, lead them back to the online, and make sure it's all connected, and track that, across there. But sometimes when people go left, you got to go right.
Mhm.
And I think direct mail is a great way. We're not a direct mail company, but we can help you implement it
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I think I have to say this last one since you did that one. Print advertising.
Yeah.
Guys, I started my career in yellow page marketing, and I've gone completely digital, and I'm coming back to my roots. And like I said this in the beginning of the show, I said marketing instead of digital marketing, because we're going to meet you like wherever you're at, and we help local businesses. So there are magazines, and you need to like choose them particularly, and particular groups, and billboard locations that
Mhm.
will help you get in front of a certain audience that you're trying to get to. And I'm print is still alive and well.
Yeah.
There is a reason it's last on the list.
Well, I like what you said. It is still very much alive and well. I think, the term digital marketing kind of made people think that marketing itself is kind of washed away. It's all digital, but it's all the same.
No, it's just all marketing.
Yeah.
It's just being where people are at, and I don't think everybody wants to be online 24/7. That's why I think
Yeah.
when we think about metaverse, and remember that whole thing, why it
Mhm.
didn't take off, because people don't want to spend their entire lives online. I thought
Yeah.
that when it came out. Do I think it might eventually go to that? Yes, but I think we're kind of, with this AI coming out and having this like, wait a second, I
Feels a
want
little intrusive. Yeah.
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 Like, do I really want, so um at the end of the day, you need to know who your audience is, And if you're trying to get to a local audience, then these strategies make sense. And I think targeting a particular area does make sense, even though there's the internet area, because you want to like build your base
Yeah.
before you go out. I mean, I could just say us personally, we used to get clients from Africa. We had a proposal
Local
from Africa. We had, what was the guy in was it Japan?
Taiwan.
Taiwan? Like I've had clients all over the world, and I was like, wait a second. I'm from Johnson County. Like, people know me here already, and I'm not looking at this area and what I could do to help my own
Yeah.
local community. And that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Any last minute thoughts?
I think probably on this list, a lot of people are maybe, I don't know, maybe lean toward like optimizing for local SEO. And yes, while that is very much important, there are so many strategies here too that are useful and a lot of ways needed. And so just kind of thinking outside of that box, I think can really make a big impact.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed today's show, this is live on my LinkedIn on every Wednesday. So, pay attention there. Also, YouTube. Subscribe to our email list, whether that is on the website or if you want to go to my LinkedIn, either way. Several places to find us. But take care and have a great day.